Roman Reigns brings R-Truth back to WWE, Triple H is furious. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. In a shocking twist that no one saw coming, the tribal chief Roman Reigns has just made a move that sent shockwaves through the entire WWE Universe. A move so bold, so unpredictable, that even Triple H himself is absolutely furious. Roman Reigns has brought R-Truth back to WWE, and it's not for comedy. It's for business. This is the full story of how the Bloodline made a move no one expected, and why Triple H is ready to wage war because of it. The unexpected return. It all began on an unassuming Friday Night SmackDown. The camera pans backstage, where Paul Heyman is seen frantically pacing, phone in hand, mumbling to someone on the other end. Cut to the ring. Solo Sikoa stands tall after demolishing LA Knight in the main event. Roman Reigns is not supposed to be there. He hasn't been seen since Heyman's betrayal weeks earlier. But just as the Bloodline stands over Knight's broken body, the lights dim, and a familiar theme hits. What's up? The crowd is stunned. Some cheer. Others are confused. R-Truth walks out, in full gear, holding a mic, and pointing straight at Solo Sikoa. No one understands what's happening. Truth slowly enters the ring, keeping his distance from Solo. Then the arena explodes as Roman Reigns walks down through the crowd, shielded by security, dressed in black, no shirt, tribal beads around his neck, and an aura of pure menace. He grabs a mic, and says one word: family. Why R-Truth? The internet exploded instantly. X, formerly Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, everybody asking the same thing. Why R-Truth? Roman Reigns could have brought back anyone. Jacob Fatu, Rikishi, The Rock, but he brought back Truth. Backstage, it's chaos. Triple H is seen on the phone screaming at producers. Word leaks that Truth's return wasn't approved. In fact, Triple H had no idea it was happening. How? Because Roman Reigns didn't go through the front office. He went to the board. Sources say Roman pulled strings, used his creative clause, and got R-Truth reinstated under a Bloodline associate clause buried in an old talent contract. It bypassed the normal approval chain, and Triple H is furious. But it wasn't about comedy. It wasn't about nostalgia. It was about strategy. Roman sees what's happening. Paul Heyman turned his back on him. Solo Sikoa is forming his own version of the Bloodline. Roman is being isolated. He doesn't need a killer. He needs a spy. And no one sees R-Truth coming. Triple H explodes. Hours after the show ends, Triple H holds a closed-door meeting with WWE Legal. His voice echoes down the hallway. He's irate. Staff members say they've never seen him that angry. Roman went completely rogue. He loopholed Truth back into WWE. And now the locker room is uneasy. The Bloodline civil war was already tearing SmackDown apart. And now R-Truth's presence, under Roman's command, adds another layer of paranoia. Triple H demands an emergency board meeting. He wants the Truth reinstatement overturned. But the board doesn't budge. Roman has that much power. Hunter storms out, slams his office door, and issues an order. R-Truth is banned from Monday Night Raw and all pay-per-view appearances until further notice. But Roman doesn't care, because Truth is doing his work from the shadows. R-Truth's mission. On the next SmackDown, R-Truth appears in the background of multiple segments. He's seen having an awkward conversation with Solo Sikoa's new allies. He, accidentally, walks into a closed locker room where Heyman is talking on the phone. He offers Roman gum during a backstage segment, but places a small pin microphone in the chair behind Heyman. Truth is collecting data. He's not a fool. He's not a joke. He's an undercover asset. And Reigns is watching everything. Solo suspects something. Paul Heyman confronts Triple H and demands Truth be fired again. Triple H throws his hands up. You brought this on yourself, Paul, Hunter says. You're the one who empowered Roman in the first place. The public call out. 2 weeks later, SmackDown opens with a shocking promo. Triple H walks to the ring with a mic in hand. The crowd gives him a mixed reaction. He stares directly into the camera and says, Roman Reigns thinks he's untouchable. He thinks he can play God with contracts, bring back whoever he wants, rewrite the show around him. But this is my house now. This is my era, and I didn't sign off on R-Truth. So let me make something crystal clear, he's out. Starting tonight. But just then, Truth's music hits. R-Truth walks out in a suit, no ring gear, with a legal folder in hand. He opens it and starts reading from the paper. Effective immediately, due to contractual protections under the Legacy Clause, Ronald Killings, also known as R-Truth, is guaranteed full WWE reinstatement if requested by a recognized tribal chief of a Noah lineage. The crowd gasps. Roman played the long game. Triple H's face turns red with rage. Truth smirks. Then Roman appears on the Tron. He looks down at the camera and says, "You made your move, Paul. You made your move, Hunter. Now I'm making mine. I see everything. I know everything. And truth is the key." The screen goes black. The bloodline fractures further. With each passing week, Truth grows bolder. He begins hosting Truth Talks, short in-ring interviews where he asks pointed, suspicious questions. He plays the fool, but he's digging. One week, he interviews Tama Tonga. He accidentally refers to him as Roman's stand-in. The next week, he talks to Paul Heyman, asking if he still keeps his old messages from Brock Lesnar. And then, he walks into Solo's locker room and tells him, "You smell like betrayal." The locker room is uneasy. Solo wants him gone. Heyman wants him exiled. But Roman is watching, and laughing. Because Truth is driving wedges between all of them. And even the fans start to get behind Truth. Not for comedy, but for how dangerous he's becoming. Triple H's last straw. After a backstage camera catches Truth placing a camera in Heyman's private locker, Triple H loses it. He storms to the ring the following week and says, "Enough. Enough of this spying. Enough of this nonsense. Roman Reigns is not in charge here. I am. I'm the COO. I built this place back from the ground up. And if he thinks he can manipulate contracts and weaponize clowns like R-Truth, then I'll burn that contract myself." He holds up R-Truth's contract. But suddenly, he's cut off. Roman's music hits. The tribal chief walks to the ring. No smile, just fury. He gets face to face with Triple H and says, "You burn that contract. I burn your locker room. Starting with Seth. Starting with Cody. Starting with your people." Triple H grits his teeth and drops the contract. He knows he's stuck. He leaves the ring, and Truth walks out behind Roman, smiling. The real purpose. Then, it's revealed. Roman doesn't want Truth just for infiltration. He's building a new bloodline. Not of monsters, but of minds. Truth becomes the first member of what Roman calls the Shadow Line. Their job isn't to fight. It's to break people, emotionally, psychologically. Truth begins spreading rumors. He accuses Solo of keeping secrets from his own blood. He drops cryptic tweets, saying, "I've seen the real Paul Heyman, and y'all ain't ready." Suddenly, Heyman looks nervous every time he sees Truth. And Roman keeps whispering one word to Truth. Keep watching. The final confrontation. It all comes to a head at SummerSlam. Triple H tries to ban Truth from ringside during the Bloodline Civil War match between Solo and Roman. But Truth shows up, in the crowd, dressed as a vendor. He passes popcorn to security. Then hands Solo's enforcer a bottle of water, laced with sleeping powder. That enforcer collapses mid-match. Roman spears Solo. 1, 2, 3. Roman wins. After the match, Truth rolls into the ring, holding the tribal lei. Roman places it over Truth's shoulders. The WWE Universe loses its mind. Truth is no longer a joke. He's Roman's secret weapon, and Triple H is forced to acknowledge him. So where does WWE go from here? Is R-Truth now the most dangerous man in the company? Can Triple H stop Roman's power grab before it's too late? And how long until Truth reveals everything he's learned? One thing's for sure, this is no longer the same WWE. This is Roman's kingdom, and R-Truth is his jester of war. What's up? Everything. Everything's up in flames. Because Roman Reigns just changed the game, again. Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you're excited for what's next in the women's division. Subscribe for more breaking WWE news, storyline breakdowns, and deep dives into all the madness happening in the squared circle.